What's up, guys? Welcome to The Smoking Tire. Today, we're way far out in the middle of nowhere with a very special Jaguar. Now, this is the XKR 175 edition, built to commemorate Jaguar's 75th anniversary in a limited production run of 175 units. Now, why we're all the way out here? Because it's the only place we can find with enough room to take this car to its absolute top speed. I'm Matt Farah, and you're going to see that today on The Smoking Tire.
Hi, I'm Adam Ferraro.
I'm Rutledge Wood.
We're from Top Gear, and smell that? You know what that is?
What?
That's the smoking tire.
Oh boy. Where does he get his haircut?
I think a belt sander.
It's awful.
If you thought Lotus, what you were really thinking of was this. A long time ago, Jaguar had a sales slogan: grace, space, pace. They've always been head-turners, building timeless beauties like the E-Type. And they've had some racing success with a few performance variants. In fact, now that I think about it, that sales slogan seems more like a list of priorities than an ad campaign. Then, Jaguar hired a man named Mike Cross to be their chassis engineer. And he decided to change the order of those words around. Just take a guess which one he put first. I'll give you a hint. No traction. And that's easy. It seems like Mr. Cross changed the tagline to, excuse me, Mr. BMW, kindly get the fuck out of my way, because my car's faster. It's like feeding a cheetah Barry Bonds cocktail drinks for 6 months and then setting it loose in a bunny farm. It is absolutely ridiculous. The reason for all that berserkiness is, of course, the engine. It's a 5-liter V8, and with a supercharger on top feeding it enough air to make Al Gore build a wind farm in the intake manifold, it puts out 510 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to get the big Jag to 60 in just over 4 seconds. The real fun comes from the land of torque, and this Jag brought more than enough of the stuff. Now, I don't care what size tires you're running or what compound or how light your foot is. With this much torque in a rear-wheel drive car, wheel spin is an absolute certainty, even at highway speeds. Honestly, this car is a full-on drift machine. You may as well rename traction control the get there in one piece button, because it's the only way you will. If the original XKR was a pleasure to drive, this thing is a monster truck rally on the grounds of the Playboy Mansion. It's simultaneously a playmate and a derby girl. Hot as hell, but you don't want to mess with it. And it's got a growl that will put anything south of supercar on its back in submission. You know the Jaguar's for drivers because just look at how many ways you can adjust these seats. Thigh bolstering, back bolstering, adjustable side bolstering. You set 1 for your fat wife, because we all know you got a fat wife. You set 2 for your smoking hot girlfriend you keep on the side. And you set 3 for yourself, because if you own this car, I guarantee you it's a matter of months before you lose your license. The XKR is already great. The 175 edition is what happens when an engineer basically decides to build his own car, because that's what happened. There were no plans for a special edition of the XKR, but the engineers worked on it in their spare time, trying to see what would happen if you turned the ride and handling knob a couple of clicks to the right. I don't know how they made a car this big and heavy feel so agile. They lowered it, they stiffened it up a bit, but it dives into a corner and just plants itself like cars half its size. It's really quite incredible. And the handling doesn't compromise the ride either. You don't want a Jaguar that feels like it has granite springs and wooden tires, and this doesn't. Somehow they've managed to leave the grace intact. The Jag is still a GT car, eats up miles of blacktop like Kim Kardashian eats up miles of black. But the 175 isn't just quicker and sharper than the normal XKR. It has a higher top speed too. Now 155 might be good enough for the regular XKR, not the 175. That's like getting the missionary position on your birthday. We don't want that, and neither does Jag for their birthday. That's why this one goes 175. Clearly, the gods were not pleased with us testing a British car in the middle of the desert, so he sent us some British weather. Here we go, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, holy shit is this thing fast, 150, 160, 170, 175. Whoa. I'm out of road. I'm out of road. I'm officially out of road. The XKR finds a happy place in between luxury, exotic, and muscle. It's like taking the DNA of a daddy Corvette and the DNA of a mommy Aston Martin and mashing them together to make something really, really special. What you're left with is a supercar, but without any of the supercar pretensions and without a badge that makes someone say, what's the easiest way to steal this thing? There was a time not so long ago the Jaguars were considered old men's cars. And if that's the case, then the XKR 175 could be single-handedly blamed for all the accidents in South Florida. This car's an animal. They should be running them in Formula Drift, not ALMS. Hell, they'd probably do a lot better. But as far as performance GT coupes go, this thing just moved way up to the top of my list. Happy birthday, Jag. Welcome back on my radar. I love you.